Hello friends, this is M with Admiral Mapping. Welcome back to Sam and Max Save the World. We're here today to get stuff done. We're heading back to the White House to approve funding for Sybil's dating service. Or to give her a grant as a historical site. That's what's going on.
Where are we going, Sam?
We can go to the White House.
We're off to the White House.
Oh boy!
I think we can just allocate the grant money. It shouldn't be a big deal. Can we take that ribbon now? What is it? I didn't even ever find out what it said.
It's the Secretary of Presidential Whimsy ribbon. Looks like Max can use this to appoint someone as an honorary cabinet secretary.
Oh, hey!
Oh boy! We now declare today April 26th, Secretary's Day.
That's supposed to be Administrative Professionals Day.
Wow, Sam. When I picked you for Vice President, I didn't know you were such a politically correct bleeding heart liberal.
All right then, Secretary's Day.
Okay, so wait, move up. We gave this to good old good service
Max, I mean His Excellency El Jefe Maximilian I, Intimidator of the Realm, has a special surprise for you. Better get those handkerchiefs ready. This could get sentimental.
Agent Superball, we have decided to reward you for your excellent service to your country, for your unwavering commitment to preventing us from being where we most desperately needed to be, for your unerring devotion to being a constant hindrance in our task. For all these things and more, we now dub thee Superball. Secretary in charge of guarding the war room door.
Max, no!
Oh, right. Secretary of Defense, whatever. So we have spoken, so it shall be.
All hail Max.
I'm overwhelmed, sir. I don't know what to say.
Now run along to a cabinet meeting.
I'm afraid I can't do that, sir.
You've got to be kidding me.
I still have my orders.
It's day off, though.
Hey, Soups. Today is Secretary's Day. You have to take the day off.
It's the law, Jack!
A vacation? Permission to weep openly, sir.
Not just granted, but encouraged.
The forces of bureaucracy win again.
I love this country.
Cool.
I think the war room door is only openable in time of war.
Stupid old peace.
Oh, okay, so we still have to trigger a war. I mean, I guess we get the soda poppers to fight for us. First, let's do the stuff with Sybil, because that's clearly what's going to need to be done.
Hey, look, Max. It's the presidential discretionary budget. You have $100 million to allocate however you want.
What a delightfully random and convenient figure.
Okay. I wish there was an easy way to get to my car. Anyway. There's a lot of back and forth in this one that's like fine, I guess, but kinda sucks.
Where are we going, Sam?
We're going back to the office.
Back to the office.
Shotgun!
I don't see what we do against the Lincoln until we have something else, like that missile defense system or whatever. This should get us the scanner, and then we just have to scan stuff at Bosco's.
Sybil left the door unlocked. She's probably living it up on some tropical island on the taxpayer's dime.
I bet she's getting abducted in some sleazy nightclub, then sold into a white slavery ring, forced to do unspeakable things for a power-mad despot, before narrowly escaping his volcano-top lair with only one of her kidneys left.
Don't be such a pessimist, Max.
Sorry, Sam. It's just no fair. We're stuck here working, and she gets to have all the fun.
Anyway, take the dating device.
It's Sybil's carbon dating machine.
And then let's go to Bosco's, find out what is old enough to make him a historical site. Let's hope it's not Bosco himself. You know what? I want to date Max. I want to see what happens.
Odd. Max, have you been dieting?
Okay. He's over there coughing up a lung, I guess. I think Max is very cute. For for a homicidal rabbit thing. Like in many ways, like Max just being adorable is half the appeal. We just aim it at Bosco's proper.
I don't want to know how old that is.
I mean, that's what we're here for. I guess I'll do it from the inside.
Oh, Mr. President, please do not execute me.
Okay.
What is that? Keep that away from me.
Relax, Bosco. It only tells how old you are.
Why do you need to know that? Did someone send you to find out how old I am?
Sheesh, never mind.
That's your problem with dating, Sam. You give up too easily.
Oh, the hot dogs are old. I remember that.
Well, Bosco, by my readings, these weenies date from the early Cretaceous period.
Da! Special bargain for you! Still tasty, half off today only.
You don't understand. Your store is now a National Historic Place. These weenies are valuable artifacts.
Really? I mean, of course! In preserving heritage of my peoples. Just how valuable are we talking about here?
We'll get back to you on that.
Okay, so we should be able to go and make him a historic site now. Get paid. As much as I enjoy these like softball lampoons of our government and the way that it works, where something just being labeled old makes it valuable, I can't help but think of how dated that sort of like general chiding feels in a world where, hey, we have a presidential seal, where, you know, world's not so great right now, and
Where
the
we
idea
going,
of the
Sam?
government being like overly enthusiastic about protections
to the
and
White House.
heritage
Oh, boy.
seems. Oh, we could only hope for a world in which that's true. I think. I would much rather have that than the present in which we find ourselves. Not to get too political on this channel, but yeah. We're here to sign away a bunch of money to Bosco, so we can get our we can get the missile defense system. That's what we get. Pretty sure. I don't actually remember. You talked about building
Hey, look,
one.
Max, it's the presidential discretionary budget. You have $100 million to allocate however you want.
What a delightfully random and convenient figure.
Okay, now back to Bosco's. This part is a little tedious having to go back and forth. 'Cause I like this episode a lot. It's one of my favorites. I mean, we debated Abraham Lincoln and became the president. It's hard not to argue with that. But
Where are we going, Sam?
we are going back to the office.
Back to the office.
Shotgun!
There's no way to like speed this up and do it all at once. I don't know. That part's really frustrating. Anyway, back to Bosco's. That should be enough to get our item.
Hello, Comrade Bosco.
Hail to the chief! I don't know how you guys did it, but I just got a huge check from the government.
You earned it, Bosco. It's not easy to perfectly preserve weenies that predate the discovery of fire.
Not to mention the teeming microcosm growing in the bathroom. We're considering making it a national wildlife preserve.
Now I can finally finish my satellite defense system.
So we can have the truth serum?
Oh, it's a truth
Sure.
serum.
Let me dig it up from the labs.
This is a bottle of vodka.
What it works. Trust me. Get a couple of shots of that in somebody, and they'll tell you all their secrets.
Thanks, Bosco.
What can we do with that? Well, we could give it to Whizzer. He wants a drink, and he won't drink soda. So, we just give him the vodka. That should work out. Because it's much better for him as a recovering soda addict than Coke or something.
Where are we going, Sam?
It's not very nice to
We're off to the White House.
Oh, boy!
encourage your friends to fall off the wagon, but soda poppers aren't really Max's friends. And of course, this is a game mostly about comedy. And they're very nice people, animals, things. Okay. Yeah, come on over here, Wizard. Wizard wants the vodka.
Care for a drink?
It's soda, right? You brought more soda.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Bad idea.
Wow! That's got more kick than the other ones. Thanks, Sam and Max. You guys are my best friends.
Now, can we get back to the deliberation?
What's the point? You still think Peeper's idea is stupid.
Stupid? You never told me you thought my idea was stupid.
He said your idea of adding Herbert Hoover hugging the 4 other presidents was the stupidest thing he'd ever heard.
It is pretty
Well,
dumb.
it is. Hoover wasn't even a president, which means he certainly wasn't the most loving of all the presidents.
Well, at least I didn't suggest putting a parking garage in George Washington's forehead, like some four-eyed freaks I know.
You little...
You big
Of course you realize this means war!
Oh, war.
war!
War!
Yes. This is what we want.
What's this I hear? What wondrous thing is this? The DEFCON klaxon's ring, a flashing light above the door. There's just one thing it could mean. War. Oh, what is it good for? What is it good it's for? Good for you. Good for you. It's good for me. Oh, war. What is it good for? What is it good for? It strengthens the economy. It shows the world that we've got stones and carriers with fighter drones. War. Oh, what is it good for? What is it good it's for? Good for you. It's good for me. It's the cat's meow. Orolio. Here we go. War. Oh, what is it good for? It's good for you. It's good for me. Oh, war. Oh, what is it good for? Oh, it strengthens the economy. Lengthy battles and incumbents dream, because it can't change horses in midstream. For bombs and guns and so much more, we celebrate the joys of war, war, war. For bombs and guns, and so much more, we celebrate the joys of war.
Well,
Let's not do that again.
And there we go. We were given a very beautiful song. I'm going to try to up the volume on that in post, but man, this is definitely one of my favorite parts of this game and this series is the random musical number. When I first started playing adventure games, I feel like that was the time where I was like, oh, I get why adventure games are good. Like the give this guy vodka and suddenly there's a musical number. It's just so pure and a distillation of the benefits of playing adventure games, where thoughtfulness receives you comedy and novelty, you know? The Dakota situation.
the Civil War in the Dakotas seems to be escalating, Max.
Let them thin out the overpopulation of moose and strip malls for a few weeks, and then we'll step in.
Not very nice, Max. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, I wanted to see the dunce cap, but that's not an object, I guess. We want to blow up the Lincoln.
These must be for the Joint Chiefs and other quasi-important hoo-has.
Nice screensaver.
It's a plate of fancy cookies.
For the discriminating general with a sweet tooth and a taste for vengeance.
Hey, there's gourmet coffee, in case the idea of war makes you insufficiently jittery.
I'm plenty juiced just being in here. Let's blow stuff up.
Okay. I want to talk to Max. Read the destruction.
What to do in time of war. Select target, press fire. That's all it says. Looks like a remote homing beacon in the frigid Antarctic.
So peaceful. So serene.
Want to blow it up?
You have to ask? Dinner special tonight? Penguin flambe.
That's pretty good.
Who would have suspected the Washington Monument is really a self-replenishing supply of intercontinental ballistic missiles?
It's good to see it used for something more useful than corny innuendo for once.
I wonder if this will have a significant impact on our delicate ecosystem.
Absolutely. My ego is bigger already.
Okay, well, let's see.
The homing beacon to the Kremlin doesn't seem to be working. It was probably turned off in the spirit of Glasnost.
More likely those lazy commie bastards forgot to change the batteries.
Lazy former commie bastards, Max.
Okay.
It's the distant, peaceful world of Krypton.
They mock us with their utopian society of crystal cities and absentee parents. They must be exterminated!
Sure, why not?
This'll teach them to put me in the Phantom Zone.
Of course, Max has been in the Phantom
Zone.
Zone.
Before me. Aw.
Better pull up a chair, little buddy. Well, what do you know? Bosco was right. The government really has been targeting his store for destruction.
Won't he be glad when we tell him?
What do you say we keep this to ourselves, Max?
You're right. We don't want to ruin the surprise.
There's a beacon, like, behind his sign. Do we have to, like... Oh, we
Attention, Bosco shoppers. Clean up in aisle everything.
He's got the TADS thing. It's fine. I'm sure he bought it. Or not. Is that what it's called? The TADS?
Would you look at that? Bosco's satellite defense system actually works.
Well played, Bosco. You're safe. But for how long?
Alright, what else can we blow up? Okay, so if we get that beacon from Bosco, we could put it on Abe Lincoln and then shoot Abe Lincoln, right?
Whee!
Which sounds like a way to resolve all of our problems. I don't know how much of this episode of the game is left. So I think we're just gonna let it play out because I think there's probably we're coming up on 20, but I definitely think there's less than 30 minutes of stuff ahead. And I don't want to do an episode that's only like 5 minutes long. No
Where are
one
we
wants
going,
that.
Sam?
So let's go ahead and just finish this. Back to the office.
Back to the office.
Shotgun!
All we need to do is get the beacon, put it on Lincoln, shoot Lincoln. That sounds reasonable. Do 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 do. It's behind this sign.
Look, stuck to the camera. That must be the homing beacon for the intercontinental ballistic missiles aimed at Bosco's store.
What was that?
He said, that must be the best price on baby wipes I've ever seen.
Alright. Sorry, Bosco. Sometimes you're paranoid, and sometimes they actually are to get you. But he can never know. I won't give him the validation. Let's go throw this on the Abe Lincoln statue.
Where are we going, Sam?
Chase down
After
Lincoln.
that rampaging Lincoln.
Yes!
Well, he wasn't hard to find.
Just had to follow the trail of broken campaign promises.
That's pretty profound for a high-speed car chase, Max.
I like to think I transcend genre conventions, Sam.
We just throw it on him. Yeah. Cool.
Nice toss, Max. We'd better act fast before he manages to knock off the beacon.
Or choose his own back off to escape.
White House then. Wish we could go straight to the war room. Game really needs like a fast travel function. Over to the war room, going to war in the war room. Yeah, if we just shoot Lincoln. I like Max's like hands behind his back, thoughtful presidential walk. It's very good. Alrighty, computer. Yep,
Looks
there we
like
go.
the targeting beacon is still stuck on Lincoln.
This is a pretty impressive temper tantrum, Sam. At this rate, he'll have enslaved all of D.C. and most of Baltimore by tomorrow morning.
Egads, you're right, Max. Still, I think we should stop him.
We haven't got anything better to do.
Fire.
Mr. President?
Don't mind if I do.
Quick, let's go.
Shouldn't we revel a little?
We don't want to miss this.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
You'll all do my bidding. I am the most powerful presidential monument ever created!
Right, not. Kill Lincoln.
Whee! That was better than feeding laxatives to pigeons on parade days.
We broke 2 presidents in one afternoon.
A personal best.
Well, it looks like the country is saved, at least from mass hypnosis. What do you want to do now?
Let's abuse my powers as leader of the free world to squeeze the middle class until they're burning their own shoes for heat.
Sounds fun, but I was thinking we could treat ourselves to some chocolate-frosted gut bombs and then have a little target practice down to the Smithsonian.
Sam, you're my best friend.
Agent Chuckles, report. Query status. Lincoln Gambit, 4-7. Query not acknowledged and acceptable timeout parameters. Error. 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 Error.
The mystery deepens. That's it, I guess. We're at the end of episode 4. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm gonna let the credits play as always, but we'll be on to episode 5 next time. Thanks so much for watching. As always, hope you had a great time. I love these games. Replaying them, I'm glad that I've actually learned a thing or two about video games and adventure games in particular, because I feel like I'm getting better at them as I play them. The thing that I've discovered is if you talk through your logic, like line of logic, I think you usually do okay. At least I've done okay so far. Anyway, I'm gonna take my leave, and you can watch this play out. And again, next time, check out Abnormal Mapping. Bye.